Today I'm going to be teaching you how I made these flower candy cuffs. You're going to need string, scissors, and 2 or more colors of beads. So you're going to want to cut your string about 1 fathom long, and that is 6 feet. Once we get it to the right length, right here, we're going to cut just a little bit off. Get rid of the extra, and boom, we have our string. So now we're going to move on to the actual beading part. This is going to form the main base of the cuff. You're going to put 3 beads for each color you're going to do until you have 30 beads in total. And once you do that, you're going to tie it off. I know this seems weird, but you're going to keep this string here. You're not going to cut it off because it's important later. You see how this long string is going through between this string and this string? You're going to feed it through this one on the left and just pull it through. And this is the interesting part. You're going to grab whatever color you want to use for the center. I like to use white. Pull that through. So now it should be on top of the second bead. You're gonna push it through the 3rd bead of this flower until it goes all the way through. And once you do that, it should be nice and tight. You will see that it'll form that sort of flower shape where it sticks out in the middle. And then once you're gonna do that is you're going to stick it through the next flower on the 1st bead, a center bead, and then you would go through these 2, then go put a center bead here, and again just keep going all the way around until you get to this final bead. So once you're on the last flower, it should look something like this. You should have been pulling along the way after every bead, but it's fine if you haven't, just pull at the end. So once we're at this last one, we're going to continue putting on the center beads like normal. We're going to put it through this 3rd bead and through this 1st one of the other flower next to it. Try to make sure that it doesn't get stuck on this short string. So what you're going to do is move your string from between the 1st and 2nd bead here to the top one. Look at these colors right here. In between all the little white beads, you're going to look at the colors, and then you're going to pick them according to the order they're in, and you're going to put them on your string. You're just going to pop those colors onto your string, pull your string through the next white bead. You can see that this is forming the left and right sides of the flowers. You're just going to keep continuing that around until you get to the final part over here. Once you're done, it should look something like this, where all the gaps are full except for this one right here. Put the beads on here and go through the next white bead. And we're going to move to the final white bead here. Now we need to add the top of the flower. Your string should be between a center bead and the right side of a bead. We're going to feed it through this right bead. And we're going to push it through the next one after that, which would be the left side of another flower. And you can see that your string should be passing on top of a white bead. See how this flower is green? You would get a green bead. So once you pass that bead through, there should be a complete flower there. And again, you're just going to keep going. This time you're not going to leave gaps or anything. And essentially we're doing what we did on the second layer, where we pass through 2 beads, then put in 1, and then pass through 2, and then put in 1. And you're just going to do this accordingly to the flower color underneath. So this is the final step. After this, you'll be done. So basically, I'm on the final flower. I haven't tied it yet. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull it through the 3rd bead and the 1st bead of the other flower on the right, like you were doing around the entire thing. Like so. Then you're going to put it through the 1st bead of the next one to the right. Now once you've done that, you're going to look at where this 1st string that you tied is. You're just going to thread your string through the beads around it so it can be close to the shorter string. Just keep doing that until they're 1 bead apart. Once these strings are really close together, you're just going to give one final tug of the longer string so that it can be nice and tight. And you're just going to tie the strings together a couple times. I'd say about 3 or 4 times should be good. And just do this until your cuff is fully tied. And once you finish that, you can cut off the ends and you'll be finished. And there you go, you're done. If you tied it right, it shouldn't come out.